Hi there, I'm Jen Rice, and I wanted to talk today about disciplining our disappointments. I've done a video similar on this subject before, but it struck me today because recently, over the past couple days, I've been experiencing some feelings of disappointment. Just to give you a little backstory, I had organized this whole, it was like a whole trip thing that I had planned. It was actually kind of a out of the box idea that I was doing with a few other business owners. And anyway, I had it built up in my mind as this awesome thing that would happen. And well, as some things go, it sort of unraveled and fizzled out a bit, and it's just not looking the way that I guess in my mind I had planned it to be. But what I learned is I spent a little bit of time having a bit of an emotional roller coaster over it, but it was a lot shorter than it used to be for me, because what I've learned is if we can really discipline our disappointments, they just don't seem to last as long. Those feelings don't last as long. So, when we're going through these emotions and we're feeling like let down, maybe that's tied to expectations we had that we were placing on others or a situation. Whereas, hey, Allison, so glad you're on with me live. Thanks so much. Yeah, I mean, when we tie ourselves up with expectations, right, that's where the disappointments land. It's not to say we don't plan anything. It's not to say that, you shouldn't make plans or have big visions, but you could very well have disappointments with that. And the fastest way that we can get over any disappointment is to try to find the gift that's sort of interwoven and hiding within this disappointment. So yes, my planned trip for next summer that I kind of had this big vision on a leadership trip, yes, it's kind of changing. And a lot of that, though, there's a gift in there, and that there's lessons to be learned. I certainly can find the really high points of the camaraderie, the bonding, the different conversations I've had over the past several months. There is a gift within it. And also another recommendation is don't try to fix it. So when you're disappointed or you're surrounded by, something that maybe didn't turn out so well, just don't try to fix it. You can't be a Mrs. or a Mr. Fix-It of everything and everyone, which is like incredibly hard for me to do because I fix things for a living in medicine, right? So I like to fix stuff. I like to fix people up and get them better and patch them up and da-da-da. And so that spills over into a lot of my personal life where I'm always patching things up that I probably have no business patching up, and I really should just move on, right? It doesn't mean we care less. It just means we're guarding guarding our energy, guarding our time, and guarding our expectations. Because if you're definitely putting a lot of expectation on other people, there's a good chance that you could end up disappointed from that, right? So I want to talk about really 5 things we can do if you find, if you're really wanting to look for the gift in everything and you're trying not to be tied to any disappointment. There's actually 5 things that we can do. So if you begin to look for the gift in everything, you will not find yourself on the emotional roller coaster, right? Or the roller coaster will be much shorter. Like my roller coaster was maybe a day, not a week, right? Which could have been what happened in the past. Second thing is this will make you feel more grounded. If you can just let go of the fact that you're not going to fix anything, you don't need to fix anything, you just accept, and then you're kind of recalibrating to set up for the next shot, so to speak, right? So you're not going to walk around with the disappointment. You're just going to get yourself set up for the next shot coming. And don't make costly assumptions about people or outcomes. So I had quite a bit of negative feelings surrounding me, like, oh, this person maybe didn't want to do this, or it was something about this or something about that. You know what? Everyone's walking their own path, and that really doesn't have a lot to do with me. And it's crazy to think that it would. So I think if you just don't make assumptions about what other people are thinking or feeling, then you're not going to have to worry so much about those outcomes. And the fourth thing is we'll have a healthier outlook and gain a life experience by looking for the gift in the disappointment instead of really rolling and wheeling, so to speak, or I always call it spinning in my mind over it. And then don't be afraid to face new projects or new things. So just because, I experienced a disappointment with a current plan that went kind of wherever, doesn't mean I shouldn't be taking new shots. Doesn't mean I shouldn't make a new plan. Doesn't mean I need to hide from trying new things. It just means that this just didn't pan out exactly how it should for multiple factors, right? So if we can look at disappointments as an opportunity to kind of experience a new gift, if you will, then that is so much healthier than trying to correct something we can't even correct, right? So, what about you guys? Do you, can you think of benefits that you've had when disappointments have happened to you? I know I'm trying to get better and better at this aspect, as far as, how long are you wallowing in a disappointment? Can you shorten that half-life, so to speak, right? So if you guys have any comments you'd like to add on, where a disappointment actually was a gift to you, if I think back, that's happened to me quite a few times. Things that I thought were just crushing blows actually turned out to be such a nice, there was something great that came after. So I totally appreciate you guys watching today. Thanks for jumping on here. I see you guys jumping on. I appreciate you being here live. And, I can't really talk enough about disciplining disappointments. I think that it's something I have to remind myself of. I actually even have it written across my calendar, discipline your disappointments, because this is something that I've been working on for a long time. And I think when you do, maybe you dream bigger, or you have a bigger plan, or you want to do something new or outside the box, it won't always work out, right? It may not always work out. So if you guys like this video, or you think somebody could benefit from hearing about finding the gift in their disappointments, please feel free to share it. Definitely throw me a comment. Oh, Allison, yeah, so yeah, every closed windows open better doors. Exactly. I mean, we wouldn't even know each other if I hadn't had a door open, with a big disappointment I had, right? With my clinical practice opened a door to a different business that I would have never otherwise considered. So, you just don't really know where the gift is, and sometimes you don't see it right away. Like, I haven't quite seen my gift from my disappointment this past weekend, but I think it's there. I know it's there, right? So when it appears, I'll be like, oh, okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this content, there's a button, I think, in the comments where you can get notified when I go live. And I hope you guys have a great Monday. Take care.